We're going to go to the Shanghai Masters. It's the snooker. Ronnie O'Sullivan turns up and he goes in at favourite straight away. Snooker is my man Craig Edwards. So without further ado, Craig, good morning to you, or good evening on your side of the pond.
Yes, good evening over here, Flash. We've got the heating on for the first time in months today, so you're not
Rafa,
missing
can you turn
much.
him up a bit, please? Can you say that again, please, Craig, because I didn't quite hear you.
We've got the heating on over here today, Flash. It's pretty cold, so you're not missing much.
Well, obviously my sidekick when I'm in front of the camera is Rafa behind the camera, and he likes having a pop at me by sticking the air conditioning on at -73. That's why you sometimes see me with a jumper, jacket, I dare say it'll be a hat and a coat, and as we speak he turns it up. So yeah, listen, I've always got something to moan about, Craig. We look at this, the Shanghai Masters, and snooker's gone bonkers over that side over the last few years. There's a few catalysts. Obviously Ding, who's playing, and we'll go on to him a little bit later and talk about the pressure that he plays upon, because I don't think many people around the world outside of China realise how big a star he is. But the big one is Ronnie's back and he's at the top. Is he value?
I think for his quarter, his value at just a shade of odds on. He's got a really easy draw. He was meant to play Ali Carter. Ali Carter's lost to a Chinese amateur today, so he's going to play him tomorrow. Although Ronnie doesn't play well for the amateurs, but and then he's got Kieran Wilson or Zhao Guodong. I did put him in my article, and he was about 8-13 at the time. He's probably shortened up with Ali Carter losing today. It's not my normal price range, but you know, I felt he pretty much falls on to beat Kieran Wilson in the quarter-final. So when it gets deeper, we'll see. We'll see Ronnie play a couple of matches. He's normally good fresh. He is normally good fresh. That's the one thing I'll say. He's like Tiger Woods over the years. When Tiger Woods used to come back to Torrey Pines every year, he always used to win after months off. Ronnie's He's been out in Asia. He didn't play the 6 Reds, but he's been out there on holiday, practicing a bit, swimming, and I expect Ronnie to hit the ground running. He'll certainly win his opening 2 matches, in my opinion, and we'll have to take a look at him from there. Is he value? I would just take him in the quarter this week and learn a little bit.
Craig, see, I look at this, and you mentioned Tiger Woods, so we'll just go along with that train of thought. Tiger Woods plays in a golf tournament. He's the shortest price. He's the favourite, so there's value elsewhere. I look here, and I've got Ronnie in the field. Ronnie's favourite. Value's got to be on Judd. He's been beaten the final 3 times, and now he's not even favourite. Surely Judd could be our man.
Yeah, I put Judd in my article. I just think he's focused. He's at the peak of his powers. If Judd's going to get beat, it'll probably be in the opening match or 2, because the way he dealt with Ronnie in the final of Masters and John Higgins, if they get to best of 19 against him, I honestly think that the top lads don't really want him to play him at the moment. I know Ronnie is capable. It's probably wrong to dismiss him, but Judd rocks Ronnie off his feet. You can see that he frightens him like no one else. So I would definitely prefer Judd for the quarter, a shade of odds on again, and for the tournament at 4. I think I'd much rather support Judd in both markets. He's been runner-up 3 times when this was not an invitation event, it was a ranking event, so he's winning more matches. So I just think he looks a solid bet. And again, like Ronnie, he's opening 2 matches, he's in a little bit of an easier quarter. So he should be able to just hit the ground running, practice, get into his stride. And yeah, I don't think any of the top boys want to be playing Judd in long matches at the moment. It'll just expose their deficiencies.
And at the big prices, Barry Hawkins at 23. Do you like him?
I like him to win his half or his quarter. Barry tends not to win. I watched him today. It was a really good match with Bingtao. They both played well. I thought whoever lost would take a lot in defeat for the rest of the season. And He played well today. He's got a tough match with John Higgins. I think that is pretty much a coin flip. The one thing I will say, though, is at the moment, John Higgins is always worth opposing in highest break scorer markets. And Barry Hawkins just makes centuries for fun. So he's about 2.2 in that market. So Barry Hawkins for a high break against John Higgins is worth a look. But as regards the match, I think it'll be a close match. And but there is value with that. Whoever wins out of Hawkins and John Higgins. The one thing John Higgins brings, if he wins, he can beat Ronnie. Ronnie respects him like no other. And John Higgins, throughout their life, every match, head to head, they're never separated. And yet the bookmakers always make John Higgins 2-1. It's balmy. And so I think we could expect John Higgins to beat Ronnie O'Sullivan more than Barry Hawkins.
Okay, I'm just looking there at the value. Let's just go on to the tournament in general and the atmosphere and the buzz that comes with this tournament. I mean, 1,500 snooker clubs. I mean, obviously UK, we've always been, but the Chinese dwarf us, don't they? With the ground or the grassroots of snooker.
Oh, it is just a new world out there, and the players are treated like absolute rock stars. And when Ding plays, the places are full. Tickets over there are really expensive to their cost of living flash. They're about $100 for a session, and that's just about half a week's pay, I believe, for some of them. And
yeah, me.
So that's why you see me too. Yeah. So sometimes you see that they're empty, but when Ding plays, they're never empty. They always find the money. And over the years, Ding's best record has always been in Asia. I always get the impression when I'm watching Ding, when he gets to the Crucible, late in the season over here, he looks homesick. He sometimes looks forlorn. And I think over there, he doesn't. And I think I was surprised tonight to see Boyle Sport made Ding 2.75 to beat Neil Robertson. Neil Robertson hasn't even got started for his season yet. So the head-to-head, there's nothing between them. I like Ding at 2.75 in his own country. And the highest break market. The highest break market, he dominates in their matches. I think Ding is about 2.3 in that as well. So, there's a couple of good bets there in the Neil Robertson match. The downside of being at home is if things go wrong, Ding can suddenly feel the pressure of expectation. But in general, he copes with it well up to this point in his career.
Okay, so if I gave you £10 to stick on the one player, would you split it and go with 2 5s, or would you just go with one?
For the outrights, Flash, do you mean?
Yeah, for the outrights.
Just stick it on Judd Trump. I know it's a bit... I'm not normally a favourites man, but this tournament, it's invitation and it's long matches at the end. And the semis is 1st to 10, final 1st to 11. The 2 matches before 1st to 6. It's very difficult for someone to play to the standard required to beat Judd Trump in that length of match.
Okay, and one match, I mean, obviously these are really big matches because we've got the top 16 there, we've got some wild cards, we've got a few invitations. But I look at Sean Murphy against Mark Williams, 2 world champions. Who do you think comes out on top here?
Well, this time, their matchup, I really like Sean Murphy. I was a bit worried about him because he's been injured, but he played well this morning. Mark Williams has been a slow starter over this season. He's looked pretty abject. I would have made Sean Murphy a slight favourite. The bookmakers have made it Mark Williams' favourite. And the other good market in this match is the highest break scorer. Sean Murphy wins their breaks. They've played 24 times and he's won the highest break between them 15 times, and he's the second favourite. The reason for that is, the reason you can oppose Mark Williams in a highest break market, it's not because Sean Murphy is a better break builder. It's because when Mark Williams makes the 70 and he's won the frame, he switches off. And unless he's going to be making the highest break, half the time he stops concentrating. And so there's always a bet to be had in the highest break markets against Mark Williams. And I would definitely I'd like Sean Murphy to beat him and to win the highest break, both bets.
Okay, well, I'm sure we're going to meet up again very, very soon. So it's good luck to Sean Murphy. Good luck to Judd Trump. Craig, until next time, keep up the good work. I'm sure I may see you on another particular sport this week that I'm really looking forward to. Until then, I'll see you soon, mate, and thanks for your work.